if a UFO were to be extraterrestrial or alien, what are possibilities in your head? This is from another universe, another dimension. Is this us from the future? Are those all things you've thought about?
I have. There are literally hundreds of possibilities. I think there are actually too many.
What are ones where you go, could be plausible. I could get down with that.
Well, extraterrestrial. It's the classic one, and I really think it explains a great deal. I think it's reasonable. Again, I'm not saying jump to it, but I'm saying people should be allowed to entertain the possibility without laughter. That's what I'm saying. And the reason why I think it's so plausible is because, I mean, this is very different from when I was a kid and I was in school, right? We were still memorizing 9 planets, right? And we still today waste time arguing about whether Pluto is a planet. Who cares? Did you know that we've discovered something like, I think, 5,000, 10,000 planets now? Nobody talks about them. Nobody learns about them in high school. And it's like, we've discovered thousands of planets. And in fact, according to our best estimates, my colleague Kevin, who couldn't be here today, could talk better about this because that's his work, his field. I work on dark matter. He's very interdisciplinary, but one of his fields is exoplanets. We've literally discovered thousands of planets in a tiny patch of the sky. So if you extrapolate from that tiny patch of the sky, there are probably billions or even trillions with a T. There might be more planets in the Milky Way galaxy alone than there are dollars in the national debt. That's how many planets there could be. And how many are habitable by the human definition, which is very limited definition. Did you know we think it might be as much as 20%?
That's high.
That's high. You could have hundreds of millions of planets, and that doesn't count moons. And that doesn't count, like Forest Moon of Endor, in fiction. But, moons could be habitable. We think that there might be life on one of Jupiter's moons or Saturn's moons, like in the ocean in our solar system.
You're saying what's habitable to us, it could be different for a different...
So what that means is I'm saying that's limiting. Who knows what is actually habitable to extreme? We have examples of extremophile life forms on Earth that exist without oxygen or in high heat or in high cold, large amounts of cold. And so basically, this only with our limited definition of human habitability, we think that it could be as high as 1 in 5 planets could have water, oxygen. Again, that's an estimate. It could be lower, but you got to realize, even if that's off by a factor of 10, let's say it's too optimistic, that's still millions of worlds in our galaxy alone, and there are 100 billion other galaxies, if not more. Right? That's our observable universe alone. So basically, if it turns out that there are non-human intelligences out there, and they're not aliens, they're like extra dimensional, something else. But then you got the Fermi paradox again. Then it begs the question. Okay, but then where are the aliens? Where are the classic aliens? What's up with them? Of course, it's a separate question as to whether they could come here. That's a separate question. But I think there's an overwhelming amount of scientific evidence that we are almost certainly not alone.